It begins with a curve, not in some grand gallery or gilded ballroom, but on the quiet frame of a barn, where wood once weathered under storms and silence. Now, a brass door glows in the morning sun. The same doorway where boots stomped mud and horses breathed steam. Step inside, and you'll find a chandelier where hay once hung, its crystal arms catching light like it's dancing to a jazz tune only the walls can hear. This is not just a home. It's not just a remodel or a trend. It's a resurrection wrapped in elegance, where Art Deco's bold whispers echo through rural bones. Imagine symmetry carved from simplicity. Imagine old beams holding up new dreams. Imagine Gatsby in overalls, raising a glass beneath steel rafters. Because this is where worlds collide, where geometry and grit, polish and past, all meet under one unlikely roof. This is the Art Deco Barndominium, and it's not what you're expecting. But stay with us, because what comes next will change the way you see barns, and maybe the way you see beauty. Art Deco was born in the heartbeat of the 1920s, when cities sparkled with ambition, when every corner cafe hummed with jazz, and everything, from buildings to ashtrays, was designed to dazzle. It was the age of flappers and feathers, of elevators trimmed in gold, of symmetry, speed, and style. But now, nearly a century later, that same language of luxury speaks again. Not in a skyscraper, but in a barn, yes, a barn. Wooden ribs once built for weather and work, now cradle clean lines, sleek metals, and cinematic detail. A place meant for livestock now houses sweeping staircases and golden fixtures. This isn't a random pairing, it's a reclamation, a marriage of grit and glamour, where rural meets radiant. Because the spirit of Art Deco was never really about the city, it was about the future, about movement and boldness and dreaming without limits. So why shouldn't that dream stretch into open fields? This barndominium is proof that elegance doesn't need a skyline. Sometimes all it needs is an old frame and a little imagination. At first glance, it's still a barn. The bones are familiar. Wide roof, sturdy form, silent stance. But let your eyes adjust. Let them trace the lines. Because beneath the rustic outline, something begins to stir. There's rhythm in the architecture, intentional, elegant. Geometric awnings stretch like the wings of a deco angel. Midnight black window frames gleam against the pale facade, like eyeliner on a porcelain face. The brass glints, the marble cools. The wood is polished, not weathered, refined, not rough. And then you see it. A cantilevered balcony, floating as if by magic. It doesn't belong to farmland. It belongs to a coastal hotel, a jazz club, a midnight city skyline. But here it is, perfectly at home. This isn't just a structure, it's a performance in stillness, where every edge and surface plays a role, where the shadows fall just right, and the whole facade feels like it might sigh in satisfaction. The architecture doesn't shout. It invites. It draws you in, line by line, until you realize this isn't just a barn with flair. It's a stage, and the show has only just begun. Step inside, and everything softens. The air feels different, like the hush before a song begins. This isn't just a room, it's a mood. Velvet wraps around the furniture like a whisper. Deep sapphire, emerald, and plum, colors that feel like they've been aged in shadow. Gold inlays catch the light, but never too eagerly. They shimmer like secrets. There's lacquer here, but not loud. It holds the curves of coffee tables and cabinet doors, glossy and poised, like a dance frozen mid-step. Mirrored walls bounce the low amber glow across every surface, so even the corners feel alive, telling stories in glints and glimmers. And the architecture, still so sure of itself. Arched doorways curve with grace, guiding you into lounges that smolder with intention. Nothing here is accidental. Each chair, each sconce, each line is placed like a note in a jazz solo. Unexpected, a little playful, but always deliberate. You don't just see this interior, you feel it. Like a slow-burning rhythm, like silk on skin, like something timeless that somehow still surprises you. This is Art Deco reimagined. Not a replica of the past, but a dream, fully awake. It may look like a stage set, a scene sculpted from glamour and glow, but this place is watching, thinking, adapting. Beneath the shimmer, there's strategy. Solar panels so seamlessly tucked into the roofline, you'd never know the house sips sunlight to power its poise. The marble floors? Yes, cool to the touch, until winter comes. Then they warm from within, thanks to radiant heat that hums beneath the beauty. And the walls, they don't just stand, they shift. Modular, movable, made to shape-shift with your day. A lounge becomes a library. A dining nook unfolds into an office with the slide of a panel. Even storage plays along. Hiding in plain sight, tucked into stairs beneath benches, behind mirrored doors. It's a silent kind of genius. Nothing flashy, nothing shouting, tech. Just choices made with care, so the home lives as gracefully as it looks. Form and function, locked in a quiet duet, not competing, dancing. Because true luxury isn't just seen, it's felt. In how a space listens to you and moves with you, like it knows you by heart. Out here, the noise quiets, the world softens, and the land wraps the glam in silence. You'd think the drama of Art Deco would clash with the wild, but instead it settles in, like a secret it's been keeping. Black fountains ripple gently beside fields of gold, reflecting the sky, not interrupting it. Wheat sways in slow motion, while nearby hedges are sculpted with intent, not stiff, but rhythmic. Each line, each curve, echoing Deco's love for balance, for repetition, for controlled grace. The patio wears black and gold like evening wear, not flashy, just timeless. It doesn't need a city skyline, it has the open sky instead. And as the sun begins to fall, the house takes on a new softness. Shadowed angles, golden halos, everything glowing at the edges. Like the whole scene is being painted in real time, this is nature, with a little mascara, a little jewelry, still wild, still breathing, but dressed for something special. Out here, the house doesn't fight the landscape, it listens to it. And somehow, the glamour feels even more honest under the open sky. You might be thinking, wait, this was a barn, and yes, that's the twist. This shimmering, sculpted, marble-kissed space. It began as something humble, something rugged. 4 walls built for hay bales and hard work. The kind of place that smelled like wood smoke and dust. The kind of place no one ever imagined hosting a cocktail party. But that's the beauty of it. This isn't just a renovation. It's a resurrection. The steel beams? Original? The wide frame? Untouched. It's all still here, holding up something entirely new. As if the bones of the past gave permission for the future to shine. That's the magic. When sweat meets sparkle, when the rural roots aren't erased, but refined. Because it's easy to build something beautiful from scratch. It's harder, braver, to take something worn, something weathered, and turn it into wonder. This is where Polish meets pasture, where elegance isn't imported, it's revealed. A barndominium, yes, but not like any you've seen before. This one wears its history like a hidden gem, waiting to catch the light. So if you've ever looked at an old building and imagined something more, not just walls and windows, but a feeling, a story, a spark, this is your sign. Because barndominiums aren't just about function. They aren't just clever or trendy or cost-effective. They're poetry made from what was left behind. They're proof that beauty doesn't need permission. It only needs vision. This house, this Art Deco dream wrapped in rust and resilience, shows us that glamour can grow in a grain field, that elegance can rise from weathered beams,